Through 12 games, what's your letter grade for Caleb Williams?
I'll give him a solid B plus. Again, I don't think the best out of Caleb is going to come until next year, and I think of the circumstances that he's facing, the development of the offensive line throughout the time from OTAs into training camp and so on. But I'm not disappointed in Caleb at all, and I'm encouraged that the relationship that his offensive quarterback coaches and Ben are developing.
It's not the bottom, Cap. It's not the top. It's a young man developing at the quarterback position. All I look at is I'm a simple football fan, Tom. All I know is that he got killed behind the line of scrimmage. He holds the ball too long now. But last year, the amount of sacks that he took, the issues with the offensive line, the rhythm wasn't there. This year, there's more of a rhythm. And so I'll take that as like the staircase effect, the next step for him. The rhythm's there offensively with him.
And absolutely.
Yes.
To go on from Hoodie's point for that, do you see a breakout game? Because Ben has talked about we're close. Caleb said we're close. Do you anticipate this season, oh, wow, look at that pass game, like maybe it's Sunday?
Kap J. Hood, it's almost like I'm not looking for a breakout game because, again, I keep reiterating the point that I don't think we're going to see the best until next year. And so next year when he goes out there and throws for 360 yards in a game, we're going to be calling that the breakout game. Maybe we can talk about his best game up until this point. Then, I guess that's the thing. As long as he protects the football, doesn't take sacks, and the running game is still the basis for their success, I still think that's the most important part of this, the consistent rhythm, an improvement, and the development of this football team is continuous development of the offensive line, some new personnel, the way the running game assists, and Caleb doesn't have to be the most important guy in offense in order for this offense to show incremental improvement. Because last week when we were talking, none of us said, okay, the Bears are going to go out and run for 280 yards against the Eagles.
Right.
We didn't think that. So is that a breakout game for the running back room? Yeah. But, it is about the continuous development and the improvement of Caleb.
How about that defense? That stands out to me, too. I ask you about the defense every week, Tom, because I'm interested. I think that there have been some of the unsung heroes because there's been so many injuries, but people are stepping up. What about this week, the defense against the Green Bay O?
Well, what's fun about this week, because some of it started last week. So if you go look at some of the blitzes or some of the pressures they bought where they had more guys at the line of scrimmage than you can block, a couple of them are better athletes than their blockers. When you look at Kyler Gordon or you look at Gardner Johnson or Jaquan Brisker, when you have the ability to blitz better athletes, then either an offensive lineman can get into blocking position or the quarterback can run away from. That puts a faster pressure into the mind of the quarterback, puts him in a challengeable fundamental throwing position, and sometimes it results in a sack. So to me, when you look at Dennis Allen and saying, okay, this week I'm going to get back Jalen Johnson, I'm going to get back Kyler Gordon. How can I incorporate those guys in third down defense? And then, because of, Jackson and Anban Bamiga, they've been doing a nice job holding down the fort. Hopefully you get TJ Edwards back. I know Noah Sewell has been in full practices. And it's just the continuous of you're getting experience for young guys that you learn about. Then you get veterans back in the fold. And then you get athletes back at the third level that are deployable from every level. So I just think that you're continuously going to that in the chemistry lab with Dennis Allen in developing these different defenses on every down and distance that can help the overall defensive performance.
Before we let you go, you played in this game multiple times. Waddle has played in this game. How difficult is it to walk in that stadium? It's going to be freezing cold, and to take that on. How hard is the challenge? They're a good team, but we're a good team. Or, no, it's just another game. Just play it.
No, it's not just another game. And don't let anybody ever tell you that, because the emotions start as soon as you knew you were going to win in Philly. And from the ride home throughout the whole week of preparation, it's a special game. And we talked to Tom Clements yesterday, who was the longtime quarterback coach of the Green Bay Packers. And I talked about him because during my era when we were winning regularly, and then during his era as a coach when they were winning regularly, did he feel it was the same emotional impact even though they had consecutive wins in a row? And he says there's no doubt about it. It's still an emotional football game, and it's something that started in conversation from the head coach and leads right up into kickoff. So if anybody thinks that they're just going into another battle, it doesn't matter. But as cold as it is in your 20s, Cap, nothing's ever cold. And now in my 60s, everything's cold.
Everything, Tom? Everything.
Everything, Jay.
Tom, Hoodie, I went last night to like a ski shop to buy like cold weather gear. I'm like, okay, it's going to be freezing cold, but I'm going to be there. Holy cow, man. I'm ready. It's going to be, 3? It's going to be chilly.
It's worth it,
Yeah,
though.
but you know what? So we're all fortunate that they have the warm weather gear that they were built for. Now, Tom Clements was telling us that he played a game in the Canadian League that it was well below freezing. And the coach suggested that he put tacks in the fingertips of his glove to get a better grip on the football. I mean, you think about the gear that they have nowadays in the semi that Tony Medlin's got to pack to drive up to Green Bay. Listen, man, they have all the warm weather gear offered to them. The benches are heated. They stand out there in capes on the sideline until you got to play. And so, heck, let's roll.
Tom, as always, we appreciate the time, sir.
Yeah, man.
You're the best.
See you guys.
See ya.
Let's get it done Sunday.
There he is, the great Tom Thayer on the Yingling Hotline.